how I spot cleaned the guinea pig cage. Now unfortunately I hadn't planned on filming this video today, so I've already spot cleaned the cage once today. It does need spot cleaned again, but unfortunately you sort of don't get the full effect of just how messy guinea pigs are with the current state of the cage. But they are still messy, and so I still do have some cleaning to do. The things that I typically use are a hand vacuum. Mine's just by Dirt Devil, and I use that for the poops mostly. And then for the hay specifically, I tend to use a broom and dustpan, or for the top level, which you will see, I end up taking it outside most of the time. So without further ado, I'll quit talking and show you how this all works. Downstairs has been spot cleaned, it's time to do the upstairs, and the upstairs tends to be a bit more time consuming, as it does get the messiest. It's where all the hay is. So I will just take you up there and you will see what I mean. So this clip unfortunately was cut a bit. My camera decided to cut out. So in the next clip you will see that everything has been removed from the loft. I just take out the hay box and the litter tray and set them over to the side. Those will be cleaned later. And then the liner and pad are shaken out into the base of the loft and then swept up, which you will see in the clip coming up. Here we are. So I just sweep up everything and put it into a bin. And then once everything is swept up, any little bits and pieces that I just couldn't be bothered to pick up with the dustpan, I will vacuum up with the vacuum. Once I take everything out, I then go over the base with a baby wipe. When I'm full on cleaning the cage, I will use a vinegar water solution, but for just spot cleaning, I tend to just use the baby wipes. They work just as well. I then take a bed pad and fold it to fit the bottom of the base. I do have some pads that are cut and sewn to fit, but this week they were all dirty. So I just fold it and stick it in place. And then once everything's folded, I will then put some fleece over it. I then empty the litter tray into the trash can and spray it down with vinegar and water. My water bottle decided to quit working, so I wound up just unscrewing it and dumping some in. I do let that soak for a little bit. That is where most of the urine ends up, so I want to make sure that it is completely sanitized before going back in the cage. I then empty what's left of the hay out of the hay box. It's mostly just small little strands left over that they won't eat anyway, so it's not particularly a waste. And then I'll refill it with their Oxbow Timothy hay. I do prefer the KMS, but this is what we have this week. I then just wipe out all of the vinegar and water solution and make sure it's thoroughly dry before I put in some new litter. I happen to use pine pellets. They disintegrate into sawdust once wet, so I do go in multiple times a day to scoop out any of the sawdust and just be sure that they're not standing in their own pee and things like that. I then continue to just put everything back in the cage. And that is it for the spot cleaning of the guinea pig cage. Now the loft I do not fully change out every time I spot clean, but it does get changed out far more than the downstairs liner just because they tend to poop and pee the most up there. I want to thank you all for watching, and if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave them down below, as well as if you have any requests for some videos, I will be more than happy to jot them down and hopefully do them sometime soon. Again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!